For you as well, Sraddhalu?
Yes. It's only when what you write or speak comes from an experience that it has the power to change and to touch. In a sense, the experience must flow out and take form as words. It's not that I try to translate and express what I think I have felt. It's the experience itself that must flow out. That's what he was saying, trying to feel what it wants to express as.
And that's part of the thrill, that there's an exploration going on here of our own spirit, our own soul, our own consciousness. And then that leads to another way for us to explore this topic of consciousness. Is it sudden or is it gradual? Is it both, like the wave particle? For some it seems to be a series of gradual awakenings. For others it's a sudden epiphany, what Maslow called the peak experience. How does it happen?
There's always a series. Even if you have a sudden awakening, it's never the end. Because the reality is infinite potential. And whatever you've experienced is just the beginning. There's so much more. So if somebody says, I've got it and it's stopped and it's finished, they're wrong. But how does it happen? There are many ways. It can happen because something inside was as if waiting, building up, festering, if I may use the word, while the whole outer being was completely unaware of it. And then one day it just breaks through and pop and says, I'm here. And then people don't know where and how, but they just got it. Or sometimes it's already put out an influence, and something in my surface being feels this sense of urge, purpose, direction, something missing that I must find, but I don't know what it is. And there's this kind of a quest. And that thing behind, of which I'm not fully conscious, is influencing my quest and leading me until at some point the two things join and I say, oh, I've discovered it. That's the other type of experience. The difference between the normal life and that of a seeker, if I may use the word, is that the seeker is conscious that he is seeking something different. He may not always be conscious of what he is seeking, but he knows that it's something different and he knows that he will recognize it when he finds it. Whereas the normal life is just driven, compelled by instincts, pushes, circumstances, nature, and you're a puppet just drifting with the water flow. You don't know where you're going.
Peter, you've commented on the developments in quantum physics that the great realization is that the essence of the phenomenal world is not matter but consciousness. Consciousness at bedrock. Why is this so exciting to you?
Because it shows that what all the great metaphysical, spiritual people have been saying for years is correct. We've dismissed them because we've been caught in the worldview that the ultimate essence is somehow material in nature. But I think we are coming to a point where from the Western scientific perspective, using Western philosophy, Western logic, beginning to point to the fact that the ultimate nature is spirit, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And that's important because it means that we are deeply connected with the whole cosmos, deeply connected, and that my own innermost essence is the essence of everything. And I think this is a huge revolution, which is we're just seeing the first signs of, and just people are beginning to recognize this. We're not there yet, but I think in, who knows, 20, 30, 40 years' time, there will have been this shift, and we'll be seeing the universe in a very, very different way. Very different way.
I see you nodding.
Let me give you an elaboration of this idea. All of us here are looking at this and we say this is red. Okay? Why are you seeing it red? Oh, science says the light goes into your eyes and it touches the retina and then it sends signals to the brain. But your retina is different from my retina, is different from everybody's retina. Each is unique. And the rods and cones are uniquely arranged. And the whole bundle of fibers which connects the retina to the brain is uniquely different in each one of us. And the brain cells and the way they are connected to each other, uniquely different in all of us. So what makes it for the consistent experience of the red color? When all our brain wirings are completely different. And by the way, they're changing. The wiring that was 10 years back is not the same, but you still see this as red. So what's seeing the red? It's not the retina, it's not the brain. The brain is only processing signals, but where does the seeing of red happen? It's not in the brain. It's in the consciousness that's plugged into the brain. And all of us seeing red, the same red, means it's the same consciousness. And because it's one cosmic mind, if I may use that word, which sees this as red, therefore through your mind it sees red, through my mind it sees red, and so on. So who's really seeing this universe? That one consciousness. It's seeing through this machinery of our separate eyes. Seeing from different angles, but seeing the same thing. So cosmic mind is looking through our eyes upon what? Itself. Its own body, its own consciousness. It's consciousness meeting consciousness, looking at itself variously, which is our experience of the universe, of reality. And as it's looking through, we are only the participant. We are not seeing. It's seeing through us. But in the mechanism, the machinery through which it's looking, if we ascend and clear the machinery, make it wider and freer, so that a higher and purer status of consciousness can see, then we experience the seeing differently. A worm in this room will at best sense the moisture and temperature of this room. It will be blind to everything else. A frog would see much more. A monkey would see much more. We see more than the monkey. And if in our consciousness we could ascend a few degrees more, we would see so much more. As a clairvoyant, for example, sees auras and many other things. And even it's possible if we enter all the way and unite with the essential consciousness, then we will see this world the way it sees the world. As the body of the divine, if you may call it that. The whole universe is the sacred body of that divinity, that essential consciousness.
Peter, is everyone capable of reaching this level of consciousness?
I don't know.
That's why we asked.
Yes. When we say everyone, I don't know, there may be people